Right, let's do it. Right, three, two. Yeah, ready to go. Woo! Excited. Are you excited? Are you super excited? Yay! I ran out of tea. Hello!
Hello.
Hello! 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 Hello!
Hello.
It doesn't get any less awkward, does it?
No, doesn't.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode number 3.
Three. Yep. Three.
Oh, what's happened? My brain is. It's very sunny in Northern Ireland these days, and I feel like my brain has turned to mush and is going to start coming out of my ears throughout this whole thing. So if that happens, bear with me. Of course,
The fact that you don't have any hair left anymore kind of.
Yeah, that was another thing. I shaved my head, and the hat. I like wearing hats in general, but the hat is now a necessity for like the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Show the ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely not.
Show
Absolutely
the
not.
ladies and gentlemen.
No. If this video gets 100 likes, I will. I'll show them my now bald head in the next podcast. How about that?
Okay.
That seems like a reasonable trade-off to me. So that's been my kind of miserable couple of weeks, or couple of days. What have you been up to, Keith, in the meantime? Can I guess?
Yes.
Have you been playing PES and you haven't been baking again, have you?
No.
No. Have you moved on to main courses?
No, I've been doing jigsaws.
Jigsaw. To be fair, right? Played Scrabble the other night. Underrated as a thing.
Funny you should say that. Whenever I was getting the jigsaw out the other day, it was beside Scrabble, and I brought Scrabble on at the same time.
It's great. It's really good. Absolutely destroyed the mother and the brother.
Okay.
Once you get a Z on a triple letter, it's fun.
Yeah.
Got the word faction as well. It was bloody
Action.
faction. Absolutely.
Wow.
I know. But anyway, it's not about my personal triumphs. It is about the personal triumphs of the football world. Again, that doesn't even make sense as a transition, but we'll go with it. It's fine, because the Premier League has announced that it will be restarting shortly on the 17th. On the 17th of June is when the first fixtures will be played between Aston Villa versus Sheffield United and Manchester City versus Arsenal. And then there will be a full round of fixtures played on the weekend of the 19th to the 21st of June. Are you happy, Keith? Are you a happy boy?
I think, to be honest, you just kind of have to say what we had said before. Listen, if they can do it and they can do it safely, yeah, by all means, bring it back.
See, right, I'm all in favour of it being done safely, as is, the whole point of this thing. But if it is purely just to kind of, if they're rushing it back because, it'll boost the morale of the public, don't do that. That's stupid.
It would be more of a morale boost if they could be there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, was it Danny Rose a couple of weeks ago in like a Instagram live video said couldn't care less. He could care less about couldn't care less. That's the proper term about the morale of the public. He doesn't want to die, which I think is a fair thing to.
Well, I mean, we've already, like, now that you mention that about Danny Rose, I suppose it's as good a time as any to mention that we've already got a couple of players who've expressed expressed the desire, shall we say, not to come back, regardless of how safe it appears to be. They've got their families to worry about. It's Troy Deeney was one of them, and he mentioned about it because they've got a small child in the house, like 7 or 8 months. He was like, listen, no chance.
As well as that, you could, was it immunocompromised if you have like a weakened immune system?
Yeah.
And stuff. There's so many factors and variables that come into this. But yes, there are a number of players who have reported to have had symptoms or actually had the virus itself. Like Callum Hudson-Odoi apparently had it and is now recovered. Mikel Arteta, of course, Arsenal manager. Brendan Rodgers apparently had it and is now he's gotten over it. So it's still a thing that it's still a kind of
Yeah.
it's still there. It's not gone away. Just because they brought football back doesn't mean that it's gone away.
No, it's here for another while, unfortunately.
Which is good. Hopefully it's for at least another month so I can bloody grow this out again.
Show the ladies and gentlemen.
No, there will be bartering at every possible... Let's just put it this way. I look like an alien sex pest. Just put it that way. So the 17th of June is when those two fixtures will be played, and then a full weekend. All fixtures from the 19th and 21st. And according to BBC Sport, all clubs have agreed a provisional end date of Saturday, the 25th of July. And all matches are to be played behind closed doors, which is... That's just the way it's been done. The Bundesliga have done that to great effect. There's Aarhus in Denmark. They had like a big screen, and it was like a massive Zoom call with all the fans on it watching the game live. So there was atmosphere in the ground. It's so good. That's such a good idea.
There's something that I've read that Sky are going to have some interactive features on their feeds for the games to allow you to... I think there was the possibility to allow you to connect with like the way we are now. Connected here so that you can actually watch the game with somebody.
So it's like fan zone again. Yes, so that is pretty much the state of play in the Premier League. Liverpool, of course, sit 25 points clear at the top. And should City lose to Arsenal in that game, Liverpool could clinch the title if they win their first game back, rendering the whole thing completely bloody pointless. Well, it's not pointless because we knew the title had wrapped up for ages. It's mainly what's going to happen in regards to relegation and the remaining European places.
Funny fact I read, with the remaining games left and the points on offer and such, Man United can actually still technically be relegated. Like we mentioned before, I think if it can be finish it. If it means Liverpool one game and then that's their minimum, fair enough. They were going to win it anyway. It does not happen, but it's better than just handing a title to somebody.
Well, see, right, my whole opinion on the thing is that the title is like kind of trivial. It doesn't really mean a whole lot for clubs, whereas relegation and money for European places does.
Well, I think to be fair, usually that would be the case, yes, but this once for Liverpool it has been in a very, very long time. By the way, just randomly, while we've been talking, because I don't want to forget about this. You know the way there's been cardboard cutouts and stuff in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
In Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about the slight faux pas in South Korea?
No.
They went to put things in the seats in the stadium to give the illusion of people being there and whatnot, and it turns out that they were sex dolls.
I have several questions. First of all, how do you not know?
I don't know.
Would be my prime kind of question. But what do you bet they put the work experience lad to put that order in to make him look like a massive pervert?
Because the thing was, it was one of those that, you're reading through Facebook and you're going, right, what's on Facebook today? Can't be true. No. And then they show a picture of them in the stadium, and then under it there's like an official press release from the club going, yeah, sorry about
Did they clothe them at least?
that. They clothed them, yeah.
Oh, well, that's something, I guess. But they all just look very... It's like, when a ball just goes just wide. Exactly. So the Premier League returning is they're going to be the second league really to come back after the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
There's been 2 games. Each team's played 2 games since it's come back. 2 or 3. 3.
Because they had a midweek round.
Yes, and everything seems to have gone hunky dory to steal a brand.
I haven't heard any rumblings about, oh, well, they haven't done this safety-wise or they haven't done that safety-wise. Everything seems to be working fine, and
Everything still seems to be on the up and up, to borrow another cliche. Several cliches. Count the cliches. There should be a cliche counter at the bottom of the screen.
yes. But it's a positive for, the Premier League starting up again. La Liga's going to start again, and so Serie A around the middle to the end of the month.
Yes, La Liga is the Spanish Prime Minister announced that La Liga can resume from the 8th of June, and Italy, of course, will return on the 20th of June after the league was suspended on the 9th of March. Italy, of course, was an area that was hugely affected by all this bloody carry on.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that they feel they are in a position to carry it out safely.
Like it's a positive for those three leagues, like what Germany have done.
Mhm.
And in regards to everything they've shown for 3 match days, that this can be done. Although there was one thing that I found quite confusing, that they were social distancing at goals, but then they had the ball for the free kick.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it kind of negates it'd be kind of more like a fence than a wall. There are leagues, of course, that that have flat out refused, or that have ended already. The French league, of course, Liga and Ligue 2. Yep. I did GCSE French, damn right I did. The seasons will not resume, with PSG being awarded the top flight title. Obviously, they could just award that at the start of the season. It's bloody pointless. But this, of course, has left a lot of teams mildly miffed, to say the very least.
Yes.
Lyon have been the most vocal about it, and of course the teams that are going to be, relegated, and the teams vying for promotion in League 2. Scotland as well. The SPFL ended the season.
They apparently, though, they did it differently than France. They voted to end it, whereas France just
said. Oddly enough, Hearts, who were relegated, were kind of annoyed at this. The 12 clubs, although all 12 clubs apparently, it was a board meeting, and all 12 clubs apparently agreed that completing the campaign was unfeasible. So Hearts, I assume, would have preferred the season to be null and void as opposed to
just, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. That's still going through. We still have to wait and see how that's going to turn out. And in Holland, the Eredivisie was abandoned and Belgium's Pro League was cancelled. Although the decision to ratify this is still kind of up in the air, so we still don't really know what's going on with those leagues. But that's
Championship, League 1 and League 2 are finished as well.
Yes, the EFL have all finished, but again, no idea what's happening in regards to.
Now, I read something, but I'm not 100% sure. There was talk of deciding the final table by like an average points per game, like a ratio sort of a thing.
Who knows? Like, again, it's an unprecedented situation. It's never been done before. You can't please everybody.
No, you're not. No, you're not going to be able to in the situation that we're in at the minute.
Literally, the only way to please everybody is to finish the season, but that's unfeasible. Like, there's 9 games left in the Premier League season, roughly.
Roughly, yeah.
So there's probably about. I haven't looked at the championship table or any of the EFL tables in a long time. Maybe then about 14, 13 games left in the EFL, considering they have more.
Then you have to have the playoffs.
I don't care when next season starts. For all I care, why not just have next season start in January and finish in December?
At the end of the day, they always talk about having a winter break. If they do January or December, sure, you can have a summer break and have the Euros.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. Do it that way. There you go.
Have a month off and have the Euros.
We've solved it. Take that, UEFA, you bunch of idiots. Didn't say that because you have very powerful lawyers, and I am a scared man. Speaking of UEFA, European competitions have also been kind of given a what's the word I'm looking for? A boost, I guess, in regards to when they'll be back on.
Go ahead, a green light.
Ah, yes, they give me the green light, etc. Who's that? What idiot sang that? Give me the green light. Oh, that's why have you done that? That's a terrible song, which will be in my head for the rest of the day. Hopefully, we don't get a copyright claim for that because that was a pitch perfect rendition of the song. What he did. But yes, in terms of European competition, the last 16 leg matches in both the Champions League and the Europa League are set to be played between the 6th and 8th of August. So you'd imagine they're going to be played concurrently. So they'll be played because normally it's Tuesday and Wednesday for the Champions League and Thursday for Europa League. So you'd assume there's going to be games played from both competitions on the same nights.
Champions League has both legs to play, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Whereas the Europa League only has one leg to play.
So maybe then play the Champions League on the 6th and the 7th and the Europa League on the 8th, maybe? Because I suppose all the Europa League games are played in the one night anyway.
Because, like I say, just from the United point of view, that we played our first leg behind closed doors already.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still got just the second leg of that game to play.
And then obviously we'll figure out what happens going forward with the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals. Who knows? Who bloody knows? And I suppose if the lockdown is still happening and there's like only a finite number of people traveling, as long as everyone's been tested and it's all, I assume they'll be on like a private plane, I guess.
I'm going to say private jets and
the airports will have fewer people in them, so it'll be a bit of a faff, but there could be a workaround there, I suppose. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. That hasn't. We have a date for when it's set to kick off again, and that is about as much as we could find for the European competition. In regards to the FA Cup, just sticking with the cup competitions, the quarterfinals have been rescheduled for the weekend of the 27th to 28th.
Nobody knows how teams are going to be affected by coming back from this, and who knows if City are going to be. How the players are going to react, if they're going to still be the same team.
That's true. As well as that, of course, like if someone, you'll have the kind of, there's so many factors, like lads could decide, I don't want to go back because of the potential risk, or imagine if someone does go back who has it, but I assume everyone will be tested, but just say, for example, someone who goes back who hasn't been tested yet, and then that infection would go the whole way through the squad, and then they'd have to drop out again anyway. Like they'd have to kind of suspend their games again anyway. So
yeah,
this is all kind of predicated on the fact that everything is going to go as smoothly as it can. We need to be optimistic, I guess, in these in all aspects of this whole thing.
Yeah, don't we just?
It's difficult as to perpetual pessimists. Hey, there's some alliteration for you. That makes me happy.
I suppose just going back to the European games, I suppose they're probably on as late scheduled as late as they are to give teams enough time to sort of get back into match sort of fitness, and since it's an elite, they're the elite competitions.
But I don't know. To be honest, I'd happily take a bloody Juventus under 23s versus Man City under 21s final if it meant that everyone was going to be safe and well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I said about the Champions League every year, I'll watch it, but I couldn't care less who wins because we're not in it, so I don't care. Just one final note on the FA Cup, of course, the sheep executive, as Mark Bullingham, the chief executive is what I tried to say, said that dates are dependent on all safety measures being met, of course, which is a given, with venues and kickoff times yet to be confirmed on those. And the semi-finals have been rescheduled for the 18th and 19th of July, with the final set to take place on the 1st of August. So this is all, again, dependent on if everything goes according to plan.
I think they'll just have to work out the venues for the quarterfinals, because I'm not right in saying that the semi-finals these days are held at Wembley as well as the final.
Maybe just play them all at Wembley, play the quarterfinals there as well, maybe.
That would be as good an idea as any.
There'll be four games, play 2 a day? Play one
of 12, one of 5. It gives you, enough time to, you play 1 of 12 and 1 of 7, say.
Yeah, because then you'll have time to get everyone in, out, get the place kind of disinfected, I guess, maybe. And then, because you don't want too many people in the one place at one time, of course.
Plus, it also gives you the leeway for the first match if it goes to...
Yeah, to extra, or to penalties or extra time or whatever. Of course, we should mention that the WSL has been cancelled as well, which is... Because it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to find out any information about the WSL being cancelled. Because
nobody's mentioning it.
Yeah, which is, not really very nice. Which that makes me sound so incredibly patronising. But it's it's
very nice at all.
No, but it's not. Respect where respect is due. It's all elite sports people, and they should all be treated with sort of respect. But like I said, that's pretty much all the information that we've been able to find. If you have any other info, let us know. Obviously, comment section below, and you can feel smug that we've missed something. So very good. Yeah. But all in all, Keith, I think
on our social media handles are also there that you can at us, or what do you do on Twitter?
You get angry on Twitter. That's pretty much.
You get angry on Twitter. Okay.
That's what you do.
Yeah, if we miss something, angry on Twitter. Yeah.
Exactly. But just before we go, basically the prevailing kind of sentiment of this, speaking for me, but I assume it's the same sentiment for yourself, is that as long as it's safe to do so, then it's all well and good. If it's not, then don't bother. We'll be fine without football for a bit. It's grand. Last of Us 2 is coming out. I'll do that. Tony Hawk is being remastered. 1 and 2, I'll happily do that.
I'll come back in September though.
I know that's a bit annoying, but there's plenty to be at. Yes, whilst this argument rages on forever and a day, we'll end it there just so you don't see the rest of it, really. Keith, your Twitter is down there. Do you want to plug anything else? Instagram, Snapchat, PO Box, where people can send their smoke signals and carrier pigeon.
PO Box. Who has a PO Box these days?
Successful people who get free stuff. We do not get free.
Okay.
People who
would like to create as a PO Box and send us stuff.
Yeah, or people who have endorsements. So anyone who wants to sponsor us, literally anybody, I don't care. Anyone can sponsor us. It would be.
We'll plug anything.
Absolutely, we have no shame whatsoever.
Anything you would like to plug?
No, particularly. My Twitter is there. My Instagram is in the description down below. There you go. Actually, you can see my bald head on my Instagram. So if you go there and follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see it. So there you go. Still bartering though, because need them follows for the old self-esteem. Otherwise, what's the point of being alive? So let's go and ponder that existential crisis. It's about time for me to say goodbye. And Keith, thank you once again for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me. I shall say goodbye as well.
And we shall see you, as always,
in the next one.
Yeah. It's a terrible, terrible catchphrase. We should change that. What should we change it to?
I don't know.
In the spirit of Tony Hawk, late 90s, early 2000s, like, see you on the flip side, I guess, maybe? No?
Are we cool enough to pull that off?
We weren't cool enough to pull that off. Bloody 20 years ago. Oh my God, Keith, we're old and we're gonna. Oh Jesus!